If I truly want to change my life, I must first take control of my mind. Everything I am today, my habits, my results, my failures, and my successes, started as a thought. Before any action was taken, before any decision was made, my mind chose a direction. That is why real change does not begin with circumstances. It begins with thinking. My mind is powerful. It can lift me higher than I ever imagined, or it can keep me trapped in fear, doubt, and excuses. When I allow negative thoughts to control me, I surrender my future without a fight. But the moment I decide to discipline my mind, I reclaim my power. I stop reacting to life and start directing it. Controlling my mind does not mean I will never face fear, stress, or setbacks. It means I choose how I respond to them. It means I train myself to think with purpose, to focus on growth, and to believe in progress even when results are slow. When my mind is strong, my actions become consistent, and consistency is what builds success. If I want a new life, I must build a new mindset. When I master my thoughts, I master my emotions. When I master my emotions, I master my behavior. And when my behavior changes, my life has no choice but to change with it. Every change you see in your life today first existed as a thought. Long before actions were taken or habits were formed, the mind decided what was possible and what was not. Your thoughts quietly shape your beliefs, and your beliefs influence every choice you make. That is why your current life is not an accident. It is a reflection of the thoughts you have repeatedly entertained. When you wake up each day, your mind immediately starts telling you a story about who you are and what kind of day you will have. If that story is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your actions will naturally match that narrative. But when your mind is trained to think with purpose, confidence, and clarity, your behavior begins to change without force. The mind sets the direction, and the body follows. Nothing external has the power to transform your life unless your internal thinking changes first. Opportunities are often invisible to a closed mind and obvious to a prepared one. Two people can face the same situation, yet experience completely different outcomes, because their thinking is different. This proves that circumstances do not define your future. Mindset does. By understanding that life begins in the mind, you take responsibility for your growth. You stop blaming people, situations, and luck. Instead, you realize that by reshaping your thoughts, you are actively redesigning your future. Every disciplined thought becomes a building block, and over time, those blocks create a new reality. Your mind can work for you, or it can work against you. There is no middle ground. When your mind is disciplined and directed, it becomes a powerful tool that helps you solve problems, make clear decisions, and push forward even in difficult moments. But when it is left unmanaged, it quickly turns into a trap filled with fear, self-doubt, overthinking, and excuses that quietly hold you back. An uncontrolled mind constantly replays past failures and imagines future problems that may never happen. It magnifies small setbacks and turns them into reasons to quit. In this state, your mind is not protecting you, it is limiting you. You begin to doubt your abilities, question your worth, and hesitate at moments when decisive action is needed most. This mental trap feels comfortable because it is familiar, but comfort often hides stagnation. When you choose to control your mind, it transforms into a tool for growth. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" your mind starts asking, "What can I learn?" Instead of focusing on obstacles, it searches for solutions. This shift does not happen by accident. It happens through intentional thinking and repeated mental discipline. A trained mind does not deny challenges, it faces them with strategy and confidence. The difference between a tool and a trap is not intelligence or talent, it is control. The same mind that creates fear can also create courage. The same mind that produces excuses can produce discipline. Once you realize that your mind is meant to serve you, not sabotage you, you begin to take ownership of your thoughts and redirect them toward progress and purpose. You cannot change what you do not notice. Awareness is the moment you step back and observe your own thinking instead of being controlled by it. Most people live on mental autopilot, repeating the same thoughts every day without questioning them. These unchecked thoughts silently guide decisions, habits, and reactions, shaping life without conscious choice. Awareness interrupts that cycle. When you become aware of your thoughts, you begin to see patterns: negative self-talk, fear-based thinking, excuses, and emotional reactions that appear automatically. This awareness does not judge or criticize. It simply observes. The moment a thought is observed, it loses some of its power. You are no longer inside the thought. You are looking at it. That distance creates control. Awareness gives you the ability to pause before reacting. Instead of immediately responding with anger, fear, or doubt, you gain a moment to choose a better response. In that pause, growth happens. Control is not about suppressing thoughts. It is about recognizing them and deciding which ones deserve your attention and which ones must be released. As awareness increases, so does personal responsibility. You stop blaming circumstances and start understanding your own mental habits. You realize that many limitations were not imposed from the outside but created internally. With awareness, you gain clarity. With clarity, you gain choice. And with choice, you gain the power to direct your life rather than drift through it. Discipline is not something you are born with. It is something you build through daily practice. Just like physical strength comes from repeated workouts, mental strength comes from consistently training your thoughts. Without discipline, the mind naturally drifts toward comfort, excuses, and distraction. With discipline, the mind learns to focus, endure discomfort, and stay committed to long-term growth. Mental discipline means choosing constructive thoughts even when negative ones feel easier. It means refusing to let temporary emotions dictate permanent decisions. Each time you redirect your thinking from doubt to determination, from fear to focus, you are strengthening your mental muscles. At first, it feels uncomfortable, but over time, discipline becomes automatic and strength replaces struggle. A disciplined mind does not wait for motivation to act. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Discipline, however, remains steady. When your mind is trained, you act because you have decided to, not because you feel like it. This consistency is what separates those who make progress from those who remain stuck despite having potential. Through mental training, you learn to delay gratification, resist distractions, and stay committed to your goals even when results are slow. Discipline teaches the mind to obey direction instead of emotion. The more you practice controlling your thoughts, the more control you gain over your actions, habits, and daily choices, creating a foundation for lasting change. Emotions do not appear out of nowhere. They are reactions to the thoughts you repeatedly think. Before you feel confident, anxious, angry, or motivated, your mind has already interpreted a situation and given it meaning. That meaning determines how you feel. When you understand this connection, you realize that emotions are not in control. You are. A single negative thought, when left unchecked, can quickly turn into frustration, fear, or discouragement. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough or that success is out of reach, your emotions will mirror those beliefs. Over time, these emotional patterns begin to feel permanent, even though they were created by temporary thoughts. By changing the way you think, you begin to influence how you feel. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing thoughts that empower rather than weaken you. When faced with difficulty, thinking this is a challenge I can learn from creates resilience, while thinking this is impossible creates emotional shutdown. Mastering your thoughts gives you emotional stability. You stop being controlled by mood swings and external events. Instead, you develop the ability to remain calm under pressure, confident in uncertainty, and focused during adversity. Emotional strength is not about avoiding emotions. It is about understanding their source and guiding them through intentional thinking. Your life moves in the direction of your strongest focus. What you consistently think about, pay attention to, and give energy to slowly becomes the path you walk. Focus acts like a steering wheel for the mind. Where it turns, your thoughts, decisions, and actions follow. Without control over focus, even the most capable person can drift aimlessly. When your focus is scattered, your energy is scattered. You start many things but finish very little. Distractions pull you away from what truly matters, and over time, this lack of focus creates frustration and self-doubt. The problem is rarely a lack of ability. It is a lack of directed attention. Focus gives your effort meaning and direction. A focused mind learns to prioritize. It knows what deserves attention and what must be ignored. Instead of reacting to every problem, opinion, or distraction, you choose where to place your mental energy. This choice protects your time, strengthens your discipline, and accelerates progress. Focus is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters most. When you intentionally focus on growth, solutions, and long-term goals, your mind starts working in alignment with your purpose. Obstacles become challenges to overcome rather than reasons to quit. Focus transforms effort into momentum and clarity into action, guiding you steadily toward the life you are trying to build. A strong life is built on a strong mind. External success, stability, and confidence are not accidents. They are the results of inner strength developed over time. When your mind is strong, you are not easily shaken by setbacks, criticism, or uncertainty. You remain grounded, focused, and committed even when circumstances are challenging. Mental strength allows you to endure discomfort without giving up. It helps you stay consistent when motivation fades and progress feels slow. Instead of quitting at the first sign of difficulty, a strong mind adapts, learns, and pushes forward. This resilience becomes the foundation of lasting success, because life will always test you before it rewards you. With a strong mind, decisions become clearer and actions more deliberate. You are less reactive and more intentional. You stop allowing fear to dictate your choices and start acting from confidence and purpose. This inner control reflects outwardly in your habits, relationships, and work ethic, creating stability and direction in every area of life. As mental strength grows, self-belief replaces self-doubt. You trust yourself to handle challenges, make decisions, and recover from failure. This trust empowers you to aim higher, take responsibility, and move forward with clarity. A strong mind does not guarantee an easy life, but it ensures that you are always equipped to face whatever life demands in the end. The greatest change you will ever make is not in your circumstances, but in your thinking. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your direction, your discipline, and your destiny. Challenges will still appear, but they will no longer define you. Your thoughts will shape your strength, your actions will reflect your mindset, and your life will become a mirror of the control you have built within. Change your mind with intention, and your life will follow with purpose.